Hi Flosstubers! Today is November 29th, 2015 on Sunday. And first of all, I want to apologize for last video I made, number 8. It was awful. Absolutely awful. The words didn't match my mouth, the lighting was poor, and then any movement at all caused just a blur. So I apologize. It even made me sick just watching it, and I don't even like to watch myself anyway, but survived it, done with it, leaving it there, and so this is a new week. I survived the play. It was a lot of fun. Wore me out though, working all day and getting home 10:30, 11 o'clock at night after the play, and then getting back up at 5:30 in the morning working with kids all day. So I'm glad it's over, but I really enjoyed myself. I had so much fun. I'm ready to do it again, but after winter and when spring approaches. The weather forecast for South Dakota, it's been in the 30s, so it's been a little chilly. Excuse me. But starting tomorrow morning into Tuesday, we're looking at 6 to 8 inches of snow, maybe 8 to 12. They're talking like 2 inches of snow per hour. And I drive on the interstate 12 miles to work, and I am not looking forward to it at all. But it is what it is, and nothing we can do about it, and maybe I'll get some extra stitching time. Who knows? Okay, so I thought, being this is Thanksgiving weekend and I had Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off, that I would get a lot of stitching done. No such thing. Thursday I went to my daughter's. She lives in Fargo, and my son wanted to drive, so he's down in one day, back in one day. So consequently I didn't get to visit the Nordic Needle, which may be a good thing. And so we left at 8:30 in the morning, got there about 10:30, and my daughter had dinner ready at 2 o'clock. And so by 3 o'clock my son says to me, "So are you ready to go yet?" It's like, are you kidding me? I just got here. Well, when I said, let's just stay a little bit longer, and it gets dark by 5 and the deer are out, so I understand, his reasons for wanting to leave at a decent time. And so my daughter got some additional company with her husband's nieces and lots of little kids running around, and so they wanted to spend time together with them. So we left at 4 o'clock, and so I told my daughter that I would spend a few days at Christmas time additional with her, and it's up to my son whether he wants to come down or not, but this way I can visit the Nordic Needle and do some stitching shopping while I'm there. So I hope you guys who are in the States had a wonderful Thanksgiving with your family, and Christmas will be here in no time at all, with Tuesday being the 1st of December already. It's hard to believe. Even my students are saying that this year is going by really fast, and when kids notice it, it must be going by fast. So let me show you. I have a little bit of haul and a little bit of stitching. So I'll get to this so I won't bore you to tears here. I got my Fabric of the Month, Circe, and it's sort of a light denim blue. And it's 32 count, and I have a pattern that I want to stitch on this, but I'm wondering, as Bygone is dyed, it seems to be a smaller count, or the stitches kind of just pulled together. And they always say with Mill Hill beads, size 15, or regular size, which I call, is too big for the 32 count, that you should use the petites. And there goes my phone. It's nature calling. And I thought I'd shut it off. Sorry. So, anyway, I can't concentrate with that thing going on. But this is 32 count Bygone, and so I asked Stephanie for my Fabric of the Month to switch it to 28 from now on. Partly because my eyes are so bad, and I'm getting new glasses shortly here, so one of these weeks sometime you'll see me with different lenses. So I'd like to stitch something on this. I did order my fabric for Fairy Idol, and the pattern called for 32 count, but I wish I would have ordered 28 because that in itself has a lot of beads. And this is Grace by Stephanie, Hand-Dyed Fibers by Stephanie. And it's beautiful, peachy, but it's got a little bit of lavender to it. And it's really, I love the Luganas, they're so soft. I mean, just have that pastel looking. I'm not much for the bright colors, you know, I must say. But I'm going to give it a shot, and if this doesn't work, I have a lot of 32 count. And I can stitch on 32 count, but, you know, a lot, since I've been doing more mirabilias, and I don't know. I'm just thinking with the beads that 28 will work better. And then I ordered some more fabric by Steph, and this is called Tropical, and I absolutely love it. It's orangish, peachish. This is 28 Lugana, and I don't know, it's not coming in as dark and as bright as what it is, but I just love it. And so I thought about stitching my Petal Fairy, Mirabilia Petal Fairy on this. So we shall see. We'll see how it goes. So that is my haul. I know I don't buy as much as some of the other stitchers, but I try to be realistic about it, even though I have a lot of fabric. So I always said when I reach a certain amount of subscribers, I'm going to start doing giveaways. And I have a lot of 32 count Lugana. In fact, I've got a whole box full. Beautiful colors, and I mean, it's a stash, but I don't know, because I keep getting more every month with more beautiful colors, so I might just give some of it away. As you know, I've been working on the Namesake Sampler, and I'm so disheartened with this thing. I tell you what, I'm just ready to pull my hair out. As most of you know, I've struggled with this. I redid the B 3 times, and I had finished the C, I did a wreath, and then I started the O. Well, by the time I got down to the O, I noticed that something wasn't right, because all of these letters line across on the same line. And I also did a little bit more of here, and then I did the red. As you can see, a little bit of red here and the word the, and then I did a little bit of red in the wreath. So I went and looked at the O. I couldn't find a mistake. I went through the whole wreath, and that's a lot of stitching and tying off and putting another color in. I try to have, I'll show you. I try to have neat backs, and so I can't carry a thread all the way across. I just tie off. Not that the backs matter, but I know it's there. So when I got down here, I looked, couldn't find anything. Well, come to find out, I noticed across here, this was one row, the C was one row down. Excuse me. And so I had to rip all 3 things out again. And I think I redid the letter H twice, too. So I took out the O, I took out the wreath, I took out the C, restitched it up, and started restitching again. So I'm not even to the point where I left off. But I thought, you know, Judy, really? You could have stitched along here. That might have saved you some problems in the future, but no, I have to be stubborn and do things the hard way. So I'm thinking maybe I should go around the whole border first. Over here there's a big letter of an initial, and I haven't decided if I'm going to keep it yet or give it away. But I have in mind of somebody to give it to, so it'll probably go away. You know, I know I need to start keeping pieces, because I by the time I finish something, do you ever find yourself just sick of it and just want to see it gone? Even though you love the piece, you loved it from the moment you've done it, but once you spend all that time in it, you know, over it, onto something else. I did find some patterns that I wanted to order. I still want to order the twisted band sampler in cross stitch only, no specialty stitches. And I found some from the frosted pumpkin that I'd really like to do, and a couple from the Cloud Factory. Oh, here we go again. Somebody's trying to get a hold of me. And I apologize. It's so annoying. Anyway, when I was at my granddaughter's house for Thanksgiving, I was stitching on this, my Quaker sampler. And I was down here stitching along, oops, sorry, you can see it. This right here. Stitching that, my granddaughter goes, oh, she says, I really love that red. She says, will you make that for me? And I've got this sideways. There we go, sorry. And, you know, when your grandkids ask you something, you know, you try, as long as it's reasonable, you try to do it. And so I said, sure. But I didn't really think, I mean, she's 20 years old. She just got her own place. And even though I would give it to her, gladly stitch it for her, I just didn't see the pieces being her. And, you know, it has words like community in it and integrity. I can't remember some of the other words to it, but I just didn't see it as her. And I was willing to stitch something else in this color and fabric for her. So I showed her the Do Different pattern, and she really liked that. And this is all on 28 count with pearl thread. And but the piece I had, even though it was, what, 26 by 37, wasn't quite big enough for the Do Different. And that's a lot of stitching. So, remember when I ordered the, what was it, antique sampler and needlework ones? Well, I think I got this. This is the same pattern, and I think I've shown it to you before. It's the Spirit of Vierlande. And I think it's the same pattern in the magazine. But I showed her this, and she really loves it. And her house is done in blacks and grays and teals and stuff. And even though I think this would be really pretty in the red, I just love the cream and the black. I'm going to put this into my rotation. And this is what I've gotten so far. I had this piece of fabric, it's just sort of a cream 32 count linen, in my stash. The only thing I don't like is I try to leave 3 inches all around, and this gives me 2.5. But I took it to the framer, and they said that I had plenty of room because in this it was just going up to the border anyway. But I think what I'm going to do is possibly stitch the border first, just to make sure that I have enough fabric. Oh, wouldn't that be something if I didn't? I'd absolutely pull my hair out. And then fill in the rest up here. I saw on one of the stitching sites, was it Stitch Mania or one of them, that had this absolutely beautiful. And then of course too, I'm getting ready for the Crazy Stitch 2016. I'm not doing a new start for the first 2 months. That's absolutely insane. And hi Kate and Katie, good luck. I'm cheering you on, doing 366 new starts next year. God bless you. I'm probably, with my WIPS and my starts, probably around 60. I think I'm going to leave it at that. Maybe next year we'll see how it is. But I pick such ginormous pieces that I can't see myself doing anything more than that. And I don't really stitch as much as I should, you know, to get that many pieces done. What else was I going to talk to you? Oh yes, rotation. I tried Katie's rotation with the hour on some pieces, the 15 minutes on others. And I really like that idea, except the fact that when I get home, I don't sit still long enough to really work on something. So I find that I hardly get any stitches at all in. So I try to get in 100 stitches a day, so I'm better off counting that way. And I'm going to shoot for 200, which I think is totally unrealistic because I have things going on during the week. Excuse me. But, so if you can help me think of a good rotation, I'm open to options. But anyway. And I think that's about it. I just want to say thank you so much to all my stitchers, Flosstube and stitching groups, for all your kind comments about my stitching. It's very much appreciated. You know, I find that the stitching groups or the stitching population in general are some of the warmest, kindest, most generous people that there are. And I feel very blessed to be part of that community. So until another week, God bless and have a great stitching week, and I'll see you in a week. Take care.